lost her as you know, in the capacity that she was a mother before that incident. I tend to sort of, you know, how can I put it?
You compensated for that lack of affection with other women.
Yes, and you know, would be quite demanding because I'm trying to get something that I didn't have before. So I'm saying to myself, I'm there for my mum and I need somebody to be there for me. But there's a lot of pressure that you put around
your support group, your personal support group.
My personal support group. And then you may find yourself in situations where, you know, you have different women around you for different reasons, because not one of them could really give you everything that you want, which is unrealistic. But at the time, you don't really look at it in that aspect. And there was a point in my life where I had to address that. I never really noticed it as an issue, and I never really related it to the incident, but it was indirect.
Did you address it?
And I addressed it.
Who made you aware of it, yourself or a woman?
I became aware of it. You know, I found myself in a situation that I would find myself in time and time again and wonder, how the hell did I get here? And one day I just decided to say, you know what? I need to do something about it. I've got a son that I'm growing up. I've got sisters. I've got a mother. So I need to address these issues. And I'm still working on it. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't say that, I'm completely this reformed character. Yeah. Do you understand? You know, I think working on yourself is something constant. But
we're all a work in progress, man.
Yeah.
I think the main thing is that we acknowledge that we got things to work on, because
Exactly.
there's a lot of people that don't. Let's get through this. There's another one. Okay, that's to do with hip hop and the devil, and that's not the one. Right. Still to come in today's show is the final thoughts, where you get to find out what I think about this whole situation. Or just basically summing up. I think I'll do that with Brandy today. For the first time ever, I'm going to allow somebody else to take part in the final thoughts. You good with that?
Okay. Right.
Hold on. Go on.
I was going to say, before we do that,
Yeah.
right, I brought in a couple of bits.
What do you bring? This thing here?
Right, and that bag there.
Go on. What's in the bag?
Okay. In the bag, Danny God said to me, Brandley, bring in some stuff like...
Oh, yes. You see?
Right,
Give me some.
So we're going to quickly touch on that and then we move on, yeah?
Yeah. Right. Put it in that one. Go on. Use that one.
Right, so two things I brought. I brought some books, because you wanted to know what kind of books.
I want to know what she read, what she listened to, what type of person she was. So
should we start with the books?
Yeah.
All right, let's start with the books.
We'll start with the left side of the brain, and then we'll go to the right side. What was the books your mum would read?
Here's one.
Wow. This is a big book.
It's a big book.
The original African Heritage Study Bible. There's an African Heritage Study. What's the difference to this and the other Bibles?
Right, I'll be honest with you,
yeah.
I am nowhere near.
Can I open it?
Go on.
All right.
Nowhere near to the mindset that my mum had. She was quite deep when it comes to books and information and history. And so, I just grabbed. But I'm going to start looking into some of
The introduction says, a foundation of truth. For too long in the history of Western civilization, persons of African descent have been stereotyped in negative ways, which have caused them to question not only their own identity, but also their part in God's plan of salvation. This is the Afrocentric Bible. Afrocentricity, the idea that Africa and persons of African descent must be understood as making significant contributions to world civilization, has proactive subjects within history. So I'm going to take it that this original African Heritage Study Bible endeavors to reappraise ancient biblical traditions. The impressive number of volumes, so it basically goes through the Bible, pointing out who the black people are in the Bible.
Right.
Okay, you're more deep.
Exactly.
Yo, wow, your mom read this?
My mum read that.
You are joking. This is well read. The back is all coming off and everything.
Listen, it's well read.
Your mom read this?
Listen, my mum was deep, man.
I can't, the book is "And the Truth Shall Set You Free," the most explosive book of the 20th century by David Icke. And there's a picture of the planet on the front of the book, and on the picture there's a man standing in a yoga pose, and all the chakras from the groin up to the top of the head are illuminated in their specific colors. So this tells me that your mom was into self-analysis.
Definitely.
Deep self-analysis, trying to better herself as a person.
Yep.
Because I do this. This is Kundalini yoga. That's what I do. That's why my wife hasn't divorced me yet. It keeps you grounded. Yoga generally just keeps you grounded, and it keeps you self-aware. It keeps you look at yourself, and you're always trying to improve yourself. But everybody's a work in progress. Your mom read this?
Listen,
By David Icke.
I'll mess with my mum with the David Icke books.
Your mom's deep. Your mom's deep, man. What else you got? Okay, The Mystery of the Long 89th and 10th Book of Moses. So she went and got other books that weren't in the Bible.
Yep.
To kind of get a better understanding of the Bible.
Yep.
This is by Henry Gamache. The Mystery of the Long Lost 89th and 10th Books of Moses. I'm taking that these books of Moses were missing. The 44 Secret Keys to Universal Power by Henry Gamache. This is a paperback book. All right, come, we move. I like that one. We'll get to that one in a minute, because my dad got that one. My dad used to get me to read it. She read Maya Angelou, I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. Classic. Absolute classic. Absolute classic.
So we done with the books?
Let me take out the last book, that Maccabee book. Because my dad used to get me to read that when I was a young boy, and I have to sit down and read this to me now. The original Maccabees Bible with the Psalms 151. What I like that one. Give me this one quickly. This Maccabees is basically one of the books that was kept out of the King James Version. And if you're a theologian, you go and dig up these books. So your mom was a bit of a theologian and a bit of a self-perspective person. Black Women for Beginners by S. Pearl Sharp. This is a paperback book, and it's got pictures of all the great black women through time. So your mum would just sit down and read all these books here?
And that's just...
That's just a handful.
That's a little slice of what she had. You know what I mean? I just tried to get a little variety, but very deep when it comes to reading. My mum was very knowledgeable.
Your mum was a reflective person. All right, the music now. I asked you for the music as well. What music was mommy listening to?
All right, my mum was a...
I could see the name on it already. I could see the name.
She was a John Holt, Al Green, Otis Redding, Randy Crawford, Marcia Griffiths, Percy Sledge, just to name a few. That's the kind of music that my mum used to like.
She was one of us, man. She was one of us. Go on, put in one. See if you can find probably her best one or one of her best ones.
Oh, I'll find one of her best.
The one she used to drive you mad with. Nice on. What you need?
I need to listen to it.
You need to listen to it.
Yeah.
You're in. Have a listen. Go on. This is lightningfm.co.uk. This is Danny God, and this is God's Talk Show. Today in the studio, we're doing a live interview, as you can tell, with Brandy Lee, member of the After Dark UK family. They do promotions and the DJ. He's a businessman as well. He's a father.
don't look so sad. I know it's over. But life goes on, and this world keeps on turning. Yeah, let's just be glad we had this time to spend together. There is no need to watch the bridges that we're burning. Lay your head on my pillow. Hold your warm tender body close to mine. Hear the whisper of the raindrops roll softly against my window, all late at night. Make believe you love me one more time. For the good times. For the good times. I'll get along, and I'm sure to find another. Baby, please remember, I'll be here. I'm gonna stay right here. If you should ever find you need me, yeah. Don't say a word about tomorrow or forever and ever and ever and ever. There'll be time enough for severance when you leave.